Hey, I'm Bobby and I like to talk, and this is Geek Talks with Bobby. And I'm here with my friend Sincerely Rue, and we're going to talk about some geek stuff.
Yep.
So get ready. Today, actually, we're going to talk about superpowers.
Right.
In any iteration that we can, because superpowers since the dawn of time has intrigued mankind.
Yes.
So, to sum it up, I just have one question for you.
What's that?
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I'm gonna choose teleportation.
Teleportation.
Yes.
A woman after my own heart. Why do you pick teleportation?
Because what if I want to just go to Tahiti or something? Or Haiti or Fiji?
That's true.
Or something. Or, okay, I wouldn't do it, but rob a bank. You know, you could just teleport right into the vault and, get some money.
She wouldn't do it, though.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I'm not a criminal.
Well, I gotta be honest. Yeah, first thing I would do, I'm gonna be totally honest. The first thing I would do with any superpower is probably commit a crime. I feel like that's me being totally honest. I gotta do something for me,
Right. I'll choose teleportation.
Nice, that's a good one. For myself, it's always actually been between teleportation and super speed. I love super speed. I think
Flash.
The Flash. It's just so cool to me because there's so much more to it than people think. It's not just running fast like Quicksilver, for example, from X-Men. The Flash, his super speed, for example, he can travel through time. There's so much more that he can do. He can vibrate his molecules to the point that he can go through objects.
That's so true.
So he's on some different level speed. But with teleportation, pretty much you summed it up. It's really I think really kind of small actually when I think about teleportation, because my first thought is I wouldn't have to take the train anymore. So this question is a little bit more complicated, so follow me here.
Okay.
If you can only have a superpower for a very short amount of time, and after that you can't use it again, what is the first thing you do? Basically, is really what the question is.
What would I do?
Yeah.
And what would I choose and what would I do?
What would you choose and what would you do? So you only have it. In fact, stakes are higher now. I'm changing the question because this is Geek Talks with Bobby, and I make the rules. You have the power for 1 hour.
Oh my God.
And you get to pick that power, whatever it is, but then what would you do with that power?
Okay. Since I like Storm from X-Men, I will change the weather. If it's an ugly day, if it's just not what I want it to be, if it's too hot or too cold, I'll adjust the weather for an hour.
Okay. That's nice.
You said an hour.
That's true. 1 hour. 1 hour of sunlight.
1 hour of sunlight.
In the midst of a day.
Or 75 degrees if it's too cold, because I don't like the cold. I like spring. Because I like Storm. Like, I like her. In the cartoon. Not the movie.
Yeah.
What would you do for an hour?
What would I do for an hour? Superpower I'd pick and what I'd do for an hour. I would choose telepathy. To read everyone's minds.
All in their business.
All up in their business. But to limit myself, pretty much, I would try and just ask them things in regards to myself. I don't need to know your deep, dark secrets. And it's like, hey,
But you're going to hear it because people are thinking.
They're always thinking.
Continuously.
I like the more subjective telepathy, because there's always that telepathy where it's just like I hear everything at the same time and it's too much for me to process. But then there's like Professor Xavier, where he's able to read an individual's mind or everyone's at once. But I like to be able to kind of concentrate it on a single person and search for a specific point. Really, with picking telepathy and only having it for an hour, really I would just try and figure out as many secrets that are relevant to me as I possibly could.
Right.
Not like, what you do at night, because I don't need to know what that's about. But all I need to know is how is it that what are the actual secrets of success? If I'm talking to someone who's super successful,
right? Like billionaires that nobody mentions,
exactly,
in media,
where they just tell you that, oh yeah, you know what, just persevere. When really the secret to success is like, I have like a 4-leaf clover and a leprechaun chained up in my basement, and that's how.
And I rub him for good luck, and he throws gold.
I use the philosopher's stone. That's the secret to my. Whoa, what? And it's under my bed. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'll see you in a bit. Go get it. All right, next question though, because I'm always curious about this. Now, what happens is often we ask. Who's your favorite superhero? Now, that question is a little played out in my opinion, because we can just pick a superhero and we don't really have to defend why, because most superheroes are pretty awesome. Now, here's the more interesting question, the one I like to ask people a little bit more. what superhero do you feel you identify with?
I will say Storm because of her story. Oh, she was a princess. She was in, she was a black queen, and me being black. I'm gonna identify. And I remember watching that episode for the first time because I didn't know what her background was, and I think I saw the episode maybe like it was a long time ago, and I was like, oh, okay, so she's like royalty, she's like a queen. Oh, I like this. It kind of inspired me a little bit to want to look into my history as well to see if that stuff was true, because we see in media, or if they're portraying like Egypt and stuff like that, they don't look like us.
They don't. Even though they did.
They don't look like us. And then when I did my research because of that episode as a kid, I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I say I identify most with her.
Wow, that's a better answer than mine. Didn't expect that. I didn't know it was all like you went all like historical and
I did.
And Black Power.
That's the little geeky part that happened.
Yeah, it is. Well, damn. Okay. You even had like a childhood story with it. I did research. I
sure did.
Someone
was like, wait a minute, is that true?
That's true.
Because they never portrayed us that way.
Yeah, they did.
So it's like, oh, let me go look, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all did look like us. Media.
Mercy. See, it just got real on Geek Talks with Bobby. You never know what's gonna happen. To answer my own question, the superhero that I identify with the most personally is Static Shock.
Static Shock.
Yes, Virgil Hawkins. A lot of people are not that familiar with his story.
I am not.
Really, my background in any kind of superhero lore is from cartoons, which then led me to collecting comic books because I wanted to know more, and I, enjoyed the character and their stories. But Virgil Hawkins, Static actually, his name is Static. Particularly, I like because he was like a black Spider-Man type character to me before this Miles Morales, in that he was just a kid who wasn't popular, was dealing with bullies. Was going to school in the inner city, the fictional town in Dakota, and he just had his friend. He was interested in geeky stuff too, but he was always getting maybe bullied by other classmates, and he was actually dealing with a lot of things having to do with gang violence in his area, to the point that actually his origin, the way that he got his powers was he was part of a gang riot. It was like a brawl between opposite sides that he was involved with, because obviously peer pressure got him there because he had no business being there, but he was being bullied by a member of one gang, and one of his friends was part of another gang and was saying, hey, be down with us, we'll protect you. In his mind, young black kid growing up in Dakota, you don't have too many options, so you kind of get led astray, even though what you'd rather be doing is sitting at home watching cartoons or reading comic books. And pretty much, just to sum up his origin really quickly, the police come using experimental tear gas, and it gets mixed in with the vats at the factory or the kind of facility that the gang war actually broke out at, because it was by the docks, and it's just this seedy corporation that they ended up fighting by. So like an explosion happened, and then a lot of kids actually ended up dying. It's pretty graphic from the comic book, but the cartoon kind of just made it that most of them mutated and what's called bang babies. And Virgil got the power of electromagnetism and being able to manipulate and expel electricity from his body, which made him able to manipulate metal too. And he's flying around. He has a flying disc. He has a best friend named Richie, who becomes Gear, who's like a tech genius. So them together.
That's you.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that's how I always looked at it. It was always just like, I'm like, whoa, this is so, I love it because I'm a tech. I really like technology, love technology.
Right.
My background's in technology, and I don't have electrical powers yet, but the way that he kind of conducts himself after getting the powers is just really. It's a story that you can identify with more. I think most people, especially people of color, rather than maybe even the Superman or the Flash story. Right. All right, but no, that was cool. I like our answers.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was good. That was deep, actually.
It was kind of deep.
It was deeper than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm top,
smart.
Man. That's it. Yeah. So what else is there to talk about with superpowers?
If you wanted a superpower, What would be yours?
Yes.
You could comment below under the video.
Let us know. And what would you do with said superpower? Be honest with yourselves. Not everyone wants to be a hero.
Right.
But yeah, all right. Well, I think we pretty much summed up all of the things going on with superpowers, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think that we did a good job talking about that.
I think we did.
All right. So, thank you for coming on.
Sure,
Geek Talks
no
with
problem.
Bobby. It was always fun, and I hope to have you on again.
Yes.
So we can talk about some more
Geeky things.
geeky things. I'm telling you, the world is our oyster.
Yes, it is.
Our geeky oyster.
Pleasure.
All right, guys. So that's been Geek Talks with Bobby and Sincerely Rude. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my page if you're not subscribed. And head on over to Sincerely Rue's page. It is in fact called Sincerely Rue. So make sure to subscribe to her and watch a lot of her videos where she'll teach you about hair stuff and how to set people on fire with your hair.
Yep.
It's actually really cool. It's like the third video. Just watch it. Like it's in there. Trust me. So once again, thanks again, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.